What is up? This is a full body training workout that is great for any and all athletes as the main emphasis is strength. This is a little bit of a concurrent model, meaning that we're working both power and strength and it's not traditional linear periodization. With order of operations, we're starting off with our big power and plyometric movements for the day. So this is a rocker box jump. I will typically do like a mini contrast set with this where I'll do 2 to 3 reps with a 10 to 15 load and then go unloaded. The next big movement, now working horizontal power, is our banded broad jump. These are also set as primers for the lower body before we get into our main lower body strength work, which is our Hatfield reverse squat. These are awesome. I'll talk about the setup in a second, but if you don't have this option, a barbell reverse lunge is also a great option. So this is a contrast set. You'll see a few different variations that we're doing for the power and plyometric based movement. So single leg jumps, step up jumps are a great option as they help teach the athlete to forcefully push into the box and extend all the way through the hip. If you want to take it up a notch, you can do repeat single leg jumps. Just make sure you don't skip out on how high you are actually getting up on the box, but these will tend to burn the quads a little bit. So this is a Hatfield rear foot elevated squat. So you can see I set up a bar about just above hip height with 2 sets of J hooks. One's for the barbell that my hands go on, and then one to rack the actual piece there. I'm telling you, if you haven't done these, you can load them very heavy, and my legs have never been more sore in my glutes and in my quads than doing these. They are a tremendous exercise to build crazy strength. This is another option that you can do, is a dumbbell alternating jump lunge, just to mimic the unilateral movement that we were doing before. Now we're going to get into some upper body work, so heavy bent over rows. We are still going to do a superset with this, but it's not a contrast set. We're just going to get into some either pull-ups or chin-ups till failure to try to add a little bit of slab of muscle with that and just get a little bit of extra volume-based work here. Typically the back responds and takes a little bit more effort to grow with higher volume. Now there's 2 ways you can do these. These are going to light up your hamstrings and glutes a ton. These are rear foot elevated RDLs. So you can see you can do more of an option where you're putting your shin all the way on the box. That's going to provide a little bit more stability. You just have to really emphasize pulling your hips back and pushing forward. I prefer to do a toe on the box. I feel like it's a little bit better if you have the balance and coordination to do that. It just feels a little bit better for me. Now we're going to move back into the upper body. So now we're going to get a little bit of unilateral training with a dumbbell alternating press. The goal is to go heavy on these. On all of our contrast sets, you're trying to go as heavy as possible with that first movement to potentiate the muscle fibers into your explosive base movement. So you don't want to do super light weights that you can do for a lot, and you don't want the volume high. Now we're going to get into some alternating plyo push-ups. Before I do any type of power or plyometric based movement, I typically do a couple of like practice reps just so I can get the feel for it, and then I will let it rip. You know, if you need to stiff arm someone, like these are freaking awesome. You just shove them straight into the ground like you're trying to do with that. And then finally, we're getting into our oblique and core base work. With this, you really have to emphasize turning the hips and using the obliques so that it doesn't become a shoulder based exercise. So add this training in and like and follow for more athletic training workouts.